The waltz has a lateral swing combined with rotation. This is the basic principle of that dance. Unless the swing path of the body is on the correct plane, the closing of the feet is a gamble. The closing leg coming in with an almost lazy action, with the foot shaped for a natural foot close, is a true test of action and balance. Now in waltz we speak about a pendulum swing. That of course is based on the typical melodies that have been used in the music that created the dance waltz. The pendulum swing starting from one highlight going to the lowest point, finishing on the next highlight, is the most typical movement. But what is the pendulum when a couple dances? Now we have to think that the whole couple is the weight of the pendulum, and they are imaginary tied to the ceiling. And the whole couple has that swing action. It is not, like very often thought, only one part of the body. Because if that would be the case, I would be getting completely out of balance. Thinking about a correct swing action, I compare it to a saloon door in a Western movie. One side of that saloon door is firmly attached, while the other one swings free. So we have to take care that there's always one side of the body completely attached and firmly anchored on the standing foot to allow the free side to swing. So now together with William and Alessandra we try to show you that through some basic figures. How the anchoring of the sides would work. So could I ask you for a natural turn and a spin turn? And I try to show you that through my hand. So from here, the right side is anchored, the left side can swing. Pivot, and the right side is anchored, the left side swings. The right side is anchored, the left side swings. The left side is anchored, the right side swings. The left side is anchored, and the right side swings, and the right side is anchored, and the left side swings. Thank you. So, there was another saying from Bill and Bobby. They liked to give each step and the basic principles a certain purpose. I lower to measure the amount of swing I'm going to produce. I step and then I swing. And you will see that as well when William and Alessandra dance it without my help. And I will comment. Okay. And lower to measure, step, swing. Lower to measure, step, and 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 swing. Thank you. This is a very simple tip and trick to help you improving your waltz. Another thing which is very important, of course, is the music. In the music, very often we see couples who try to be musical, they try to celebrate, but they miss the most important thing, that the strongest step has to come together with the strongest beat. The strongest beat in the music is, in the waltz, the first beat. So a good dancer has to be able to anticipate the first beat, so you make sure he arrives on the first beat and doesn't start to go on the first beat. So we would have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And how that looks, we're going to watch now from William and Alessandra with the music. Another very important tip is, of course, the correct direction in a progressive chassé from promenade position. As we have a lateral swing dance, we need to see in which direction is the foot closing natural. The only direction where foot closing is natural is to the side. If I move to the side. Now, even in the book it says, moving along line of dance. Nevertheless, most of the boys are running the girls over by dancing straight diagonally to the wall. Now let's have a look at the chassé of William and Alessandra, how he dances to the side, allowing her, in this case, to pass him, and this way they can both close their feet. Progressive chassé from promenade position. And a 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Another aspect we already talked about in the chapter of rotations. Sometimes steps from one dance find their way into another dance. But that is only possible if we also change the character. We have to adjust to the character of the dance. There's one step in waltz very popular, it's called the running weave. The running weave, of course, comes from the foxtrot originally. So if the running weave has to get into a waltz character, we need to get into a pendulum swing. In foxtrot, the weave, the natural weave, starts in a closed position, which means the lady would have a heel turn. The heel turn doesn't make any sense in the waltz because it doesn't give us the required form of swing. So in the waltz, a running weave should also only be done from promenade position. Like we talked about with the open natural turns, danced from a normal position or from promenade. In waltz, the running weave from promenade position. Could I please see a running weave from promenade position? Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. If it would have been done from a normal closed position, it should have been done with a heel turn. That would be like this. So we would have been doing that with a heel turn, 1 and 2, 3. But now the typical swing of the waltz is missing. Today we see very often ladies from a closed position without the heel turn. And that would just give one ugly leg position. So please don't ever do that. And can we see one last time a beautiful one from promenade in waltz character? 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. The next step we're going to talk about is the outside spin. We already discussed in the chapter of rotation that a spin turn is a variation consisting of 2 steps, while the second step is basically put to the side. In the modern style ballroom dancing, we come from an open natural turn, and as we know in the technique book, steps are only described in a way where we finish after the complete action is finished and after we dance correctly. Unfortunately, it is not said in the book how we have to dance correctly. So we start in the open natural turn position. We press both heels down to the floor, turn between feet. Our torso turns more than our feet. And now the left foot is in the described position, slightly back. We dance forward on the right foot, we turn, and we finish with the left foot to the side, slightly back, allowing the lady to do what she has to do. She's doing a toe turn. Coming from the open natural turn, she steps outside with the right foot, she rises to be able to close the feet, and continues with the toe step forward, finishing and completing her toe turn. How that looks together, William and Alessandra will show us. Starting with an open natural turn, leading the lady to step outside, pressing the heels to the floor, turning, and the outside spin is beautifully finished. Can you do it again one more time from there so we can see it from both directions? One, two, outside, press the heels, a beautiful toe turn. Thank you very much. Now, Bill Irvin had a beautiful tip and trick to improve the fall away with a slip pivot. A step where a lot of boys do the wrong footwork. They take the body weights away from the ladies and they go through their right heel instead of using just the toe. Now, as a little tip, he helped himself with a 2p coin. He placed it on the floor, and on step 2 he danced with his toe onto the coin, and he pulled the coin backward, so there was no chance of releasing the toes. So it would be step 1, 2, 3, 4. So you could solve the problems of the fall-away slip pivot with a simple 2 pence coin.